So, attachment disruption. What is attachment disruption? The foundation of trust is broken. That's all that is. Right? How? You and I know that a child's initial ability to build trust is what? It comes from predictability, consistency, emotionally being safe or feeling safe. How do they feel safe? They feel safe by believing that their caregivers will do what is right by them. If they need a diaper change, the caregiver will come up. If they are hungry, the caregiver will get up and come and assist them. Right? Parental alienation, what it does is it disrupts distance. It's creating a place in their brain to believe that this other parent will never be there for them, will never love them, will never this, will never that. Right? When a parent repeatedly does these things, bad muffin, rewriting the memories the child has, blocking communication, demands loyalty versus letting the child build loyalty and trust with both parents. The other parent uses fear, guilt, triangulation. These things create fear in the kids and breaks trust. The child begins to what? Internalize a conflicted what? Conflicted and confusing narrative. They start internalizing, they start believing, they start trusting that everything that this parent is telling them is the right thing. So they end up trusting the maladoptive parent and the parent that is stable, healthy, and teaching them right ways. They start not to trust that person. So this is what happened. This is the result of those kind of behaviors. The child learns to what? My feelings are not reliable. And love can what? Disappear if I choose wrongly. It's sad, but it's real. You get it? The child will begin to feel like if they choose wrongly, love will be altered. The love this parent has for them will disappear. Oh, if I go to my mom now, my dad will not like me anymore. I have parents that told kids that, oh, if you tell the court you want to be with your mom, you will never see me again. If you tell the court that you want to live with your mom, you will never see me again. Hi. How are you doing? Good to see you. You see that? What do you make out of that? If you ever tell the judge you're going to stay with your mom, you will never see me again. Think about it. Chronic stress activation. The nervous system cannot settle. Alienation places children in a persistent state of what? Hypervigilant state, emotional conflict state, guilt and divided loyalty. Fear of what? Displeasing the alienated parent. This is what parental alienation does to children. The Explorer Gamer. How are you? The Explorer Gamer. Hi. You see that? When this happens, children develop what? The flight and freeze patterns, making it difficult to trust others because their body stays on alert all the time. They become hyper vigilant. Hello. How are you? Fast Lane. How are you? What do you do? I am here. I come to Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and talk with you. I am Epa Worldwide, and I talk about parental alienation. I am a trauma advocate. I advocate against trauma. I am a parental alienation advocate, and professionally, I'm a mental health worker. So today we are discussing what parental alienation do to a child. How does parental alienation affect the child's trust the child's ability to trust. You get it? So we're talking about the foundation of trust. Parental alienation breaks the foundation of trust. How does it do that? You and I know we have kids. When you have children, if the child is crying, it's either they are hungry, they want to a diaper change. This is how they build trust. When that is happening and they cry and you run to their aid, they build trust. Oh, okay, this works. Yeah, you see how environment shapes our way of thinking. So if something is wrong with me, the right way to go is to cry. When I cry, someone will come to my aid. So you begin to trust the process. You begin to trust the person. You begin to trust that this person will not wait for me to be in pain. They will always come to my aid. You get it? So through consistency, predictability, the person know that when they cry, you come. They are able to predict how long they will cry for somebody that diaper to be changed. Consistency. So your ability to stay consistent in resolving the child's needs, in coming to provide comfort and soothing, take them, pat them and provide that comfort. Consistency. They are able to predict. They can predict the duration it will take. It helps them to feel emotionally safe in the hands of their caregivers. But what does parental alienation do? Parental alienation disrupts this cycle. Parental alienation places in the child's brain that the parent that grew up doing all these things for them can't be trusted. So it brings a state of confusion in their brain, in their development, in the way they perceive the world. You get it? And when parent does these things, it was saying that they use bad muffin habits, tactics. What they do with altering that, all these things that the child have, but now they are altering the child's brain and how they think, how they perceive this person. When they do that, they are making the child rewrite good memories into bad memories to change the way they perceive the world, they perceive the things that happened and stuff like that. Hello, everybody. It blocks communication between the parent, the alienated parent, and the child. And never think that it's only blocking communication between the targeted parents and the alienated parent. It also blocks communication with the targeted parent. Whilst it may look like, oh, I'm winning for a minute because the child is beginning to hate the other parent, guess what? These kids grow up to question you, who you are. When they start becoming self-aware, they question like your intentions when you did the things you did. Like why? See that? So communication, it blocks communication not just with the targeted parent, it also blocks communication with you, the alienating parent. Okay? It demands, because you are demanding loyalty. You are not creating a healthy, loyal life with the child or relationship. You are demanding that the child stays loyal to you whilst hating the other parent. So the other parents feel jealous, be in pain. Take note. The result of that is that the child learns what? To internalize and think that my feelings are not reliable. That is gaslighting. When you do that, you are creating a sense of gaslighting in the child. So the child now can't trust the whole situation, the other parent, and themselves. Oh, it's me that is feeling this weird. It said my feelings are not reliable. I can't rely on my feelings. And this is how it translates when they start choosing intimate partners. You get it? And love can disappear if I choose wrong. You left the kids you packed and was gone. Love that can disappear when I choose wrong. Whilst this statement is accurate, yes, if you choose the wrong partner, love can disappear. Trust me, if you are hypersexual and a narcissist is hypersexual and you meet and it's like match made in heaven, it's a matter of time. The S alone cannot sustain the relationship. Thank you so much. the S cannot sustain the relationship. So it will get to a point whereby what will happen? The fire, the urge to be intimate, something has to sustain it. After being intimate, you yell, you are mean, you insult, you curse, you beat them. They will start questioning, why? Why does he treat me this way? You see? So, guess what? That alone cannot sustain a relationship. When love is chosen wrongly, it disappears. So this is what you are teaching the child. You abandon them, you left them. And then you left their mom, and you are also not playing a role in their lives. So this is how they grew up thinking. So now everybody's going to grow up having the wrong perception of what love really is. Love is not permanent. Love is not reliable. Love, I cannot even trust. I love books. Thank you so much, Timmy. My book is coming out this month. Breaking and Mending the Bonds in Parental Alienation. And then the other one is Healing. Let me tell you, I have 2 books that I'm planning to release this month. Breaking and Mending the Bonds in Parental Alienation. I may tweak the title a little bit, but definitely breaking and mending the bonds. That's the main. And then the healing book, the title of the healing book is Healing from Narcissistic Love, Reclaiming the Self After Rejection, Betrayal, Abuse, and Emotional Manipulation. These are tools or tactics that alienators use too. So these books are really going to help you to overcome. And that is why it's important that you hear about them and make a copy of yours. These are going to be generational books. They are going to be books that will help with your healing and also help somebody. So you see, insecure attachments. The child is now going to learn to feel guilty because they choose love. They choose to love somebody. They choose to love somebody, so they have to feel guilty because you are going to triangulate them, or either you're going to use them as a tool to triangulate the absentee parent, or you are going to even use the kids themselves for the tactics. Take note. Chronic stress activation. The nervous system cannot settle. When somebody is stressed, can't trust you, they become guarded, they become hyper vigilant. Oh, can I get close? Can I not? They become hyper vigilant. Do you know what that is doing to your nervous system? Emotional conflict, guilt, and divided loyalty. Fear of displeasing the alienating parent. Think about it. Children develop high conflict freeze patterns. Whew. Your norepinephrine goes up in response of stress. Then they come and be wondering what could be going on with your respirations. You'll be brief, having somatic symptoms, sweating, muscle tension. Take note. All right. Children develop flight or fight response, making it difficult to trust others because their body system stays on alert, scanning for what? Danger. You want to know, can I trust this person? Can I approach? Can I not? Take note. So yeah, I don't want to waste so much of your time. They also get into the sense of guilt and shame, emotional weight that they carry because of who? You, the parent, the alienating parent. Alienated children often experience shame for rejecting a loving parent. Alienated parents are guilt tripped to think that loving the other parent is a bad thing. Hi, Collins. How are you? Super Mox. Is that how do I say your name? Super Mox. I can pronounce it. I just say super. How are you? You get it? You want to send the kids on a guilt trip so that they start hating and start developing emotionally unstable edges within them. You understand? You might want them to carry the burden that, oh, because you love your dad, you love your mom. Okay, go ask her. Don't ask me. What is wrong with, oh, I don't have the money. Let's ask that. That also don't have the money, but it's okay. We'll figure it out. Or that will, when that's it, when he or she, depending on who the dad is, get some money, they're gonna do this and do that. Why don't you help creating a healthy mentality in the child about the situation? At the end of the day, there is somebody's child that needs to become. What are you doing about it? Are you still holding on to the head? Well, anyway. So you see, guilt and shame. Send them on a guilt trip, which confuses them. I thought my mom said this and that. Why is he now say it's not okay to go to this place and go that place? You see that? Low self-esteem. When they develop shame and guilt, the emotional burden, shame of rejecting a loving parent, confusion over who is safe, fear of what? Of alienating parents, actions. Because now, me, I am the child. This parent made me to alienate the other parent, made me to disrespect the other parent, made me to talk back to the other parent. So guess what? Out of that shame and guilt, now I am scared that this parent will do what? Will react. Think about it. So now I'm sitting all day in my one corner worried and thinking about what to do. Why should you create these situations in people, in children? Betrayal, trauma, learning that love can hurt. When the parent weaponizes the child's attachment, the child experiences betrayal trauma, which teaches people who love them, right? Teaches people, say what? Which teaches people who love me. It teaches the kids that the people who love me can hurt me. That is how you are wiring their brain. Because now they are going to perceiving the alienating parent, the targeted parent, as a person that loves them but can hurt them. You are not creating a healthy narrative in the child's way of saying things and seeing the world. It also creates is that the people in the children is the way they think about it, or the way they process it. They rename it like, people will love me, or people will leave me if they see who I really am. People will leave me when they see who I really am. Why would they? They will leave because they have now realized that they can't trust you. Think about it. You're creating a situation where the child cannot trust their mother or their father. Rather than even saying, oh, it's okay. We can do this, we can do that. Mom can have this, it's okay. And don't make a big deal out of it. Nope. Betrayal trauma is real. Betrayal trauma is real, and this is what can come out of that. The child may now grow up thinking what? Keeping emotional distance, struggles with intimacy, become overly independent. Like some of us, we are overly independent because we cannot imagine relying on somebody that will pull a chair beneath us, or that will make us feel like, oh, we feel rejected, make us feel rejected. To become hyper vigilant, hyper independent, and hyper guarded and hyper focused. This is the reality of trauma, because you get to a point you want to be like, oh, you know what, I will never let this happen and let that happen again. You see how betrayal trauma can become. It makes the child to not even want to be flexible to deal with other people or give others a chance to deal with him or her. This situation, the betrayal trauma, what it causes is the child may grow into an adult who keeps emotional distance. Like I said, intimacy issues, become overly independent, and over relies on others. Over reliance on others, I doubt. Once they will become over reliant on others because of the attachment, this unhealthy attachment they have with their perpetrator, they are mostly going to be lonely. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I have to go. So I hope this helps. Healing requires rebuilding the sense of safety first and foremost. And how do you do that? Alienated children, they need to stay consistent in a low conflict environment. They need to stay consistent with a parent that love them and have low risk of conflict in the environment. Literacy is what? Emotional regulation. Adults who model calm and safety. Right? When you create this healthy sense of safety in the child, they become adults who do what? Who will now create healthy relationship. They are not going to be dysregulated. They are going to be calm. They are going to be coordinated. They are going to be centralized. They are going to have euthymic mood. They're not going to have euphoric mood or sad mood or oh, I don't have energy or oh, I am anxious. They're not going to do that. But if you don't, they're definitely going to have anxiety, because that's why anxiety is common. Anything that shifts you off the norm will give you some level of anxiety. You get it? Anyway, thanks for being here tonight. Have a good day. I will see you and talk to you later. Bye.